That's
Look
pretty.
at that. Hey, am I successful or what? Look at me with my own show, The Howard Stern Interview, and here I am with Richard Lewis. Very famous comedian, Richard Lewis.
How are you?
Thank you, Richard.
Let me tell you right now, you look thin.
Right.
You look like an idiot.
Yes.
This is...
All right, that is absolutely absurd. I happen
It's
to look
absurd?
great. Hey, never
You do
mind.
look good.
No,
Thin.
Let me tell you
But
something.
know why you do? You're so destructive.
Yeah.
You're
Why
so
do I
lucky.
look bad? Let me tell you something. You do not look good because...
I do not look good?
You know what? Seriously,
Do
the
I have
sneakers...
linguini hanging out of my wardrobe?
Oh, but
no.
you know what? You're jealous of this jacket. Absolutely.
You know what I'm jealous of?
What?
Absolutely nothing. That's why I'm here, to tell you that. Take
I know.
care of yourself.
All right, goodbye,
Because
Richard.
you're so envious of people. No, hi, Howard.
Richard, let me conduct...
Can I
No,
shake your
don't
hand?
shake my hand.
Not even a shake?
No, I don't
Not
want to
even-
shake
not
hands.
even a shake?
All right, shake my hand. We're going to
Thank you.
start. Richard
You want
Lewis...
a pillow?
Let me describe this.
This
A lot of
serves
people at
This serves a
home...
big purpose, this pillow.
There's a lot of people at home who don't know who Richard Lewis is. A lot of people are not
Oh,
aware of
that's...
him.
Oh, who wrote that
And
for you?
let me just say that Richard Lewis is a fine stand-up comedian.
Oh, how-
He also has been on several television programs. They have not done well. He has been in movies, but he is due for a big hit. It's going to happen. First of all, Richard,
What?
my vibe on you is
What's the
that
vibe,
that
Wait,
you do not...
This hasn't... You wearing two sweaters?
I am wearing two sweaters. That you do not enjoy stand-up comedy.
No, you're going to sit
Is that
on
true?
this.
That's
Oh,
okay.
Believe me, you can't sit
Be
on
interviewed. If you're not going to be interviewed, I'm going to throw you off the couch.
this. Wow.
I want you to be interviewed tonight.
Yeah, but, you know...
You do not enjoy stand-up comedy, am I correct? You do not. You do not like being a stand-up comedian, am I correct?
What are you, Roy Cohn's ghost?
No,
What's
come
going
on, brother. Do you enjoy being a stand-up comedian? You do not,
Do
am I
I
correct?
enjoy it? I love doing
He's
it.
going to be difficult. I've known him a couple of
I
years.
just saw you spit. Did they see you spit? Because you don't cut here, do you?
I don't care. I'm going to tell you
It's
something.
despicable.
I'm going to tell you something.
You
That,
tell me something. I guarantee you I will not learn anything from it or
all
evolve
right,
as a human
since
being.
you've reduced it to this, I'm going to now just show
Reduced
pictures.
it?
I'll show
I have a
pictures of
new-
your girlfriends. How's that? Now, either you answer my
you got a
questions.
bit?
I have bits. I have
You
tape.
write bits?
I have tape.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
It's not a bit, I have
Was it
real
going to be a
tape.
picture of Felix the cat and drags?
No, nothing like that.
Listen, Howard, first
Richard,
of all,
you are someone who came to the attention of the public through stand-up comedy.
Through you, only through you.
Through stand-up comedy.
through you in your little dark room where you think you're good.
No,
Your
through
little
stand-up.
dark room with your own little private world in your head.
Through-
with this
through
crap
stand-up
pattern.
comedy.
Actually, whoever designed it did a good job, but you had the wrong model.
Well,
by the
come
way.
on, come
It's
on,
actually
come on.
pretty hot.
You're being, it's a
It's
great
not,
jacket.
because you don't congratulate me. I'm starring. I have a new show on Fox, Daddy Dearest.
Well, I was going to do a half-hour profile
with Don
of you.
Rickles, who's brilliant, and you know I had to hear you.
Yes.
Call you at 4 in the morning because you're the kind of person. Look, you're so insecure, and I know why I love you because number one, you have been very good to me. Number two,
Right.
the fact that you nail me behind my. I should actually do the interview like this. I'd feel more comfortable, like Miles Davis.
I feel more comfortable
Rest in
talking
peace.
behind your back. Richard,
That's
sit back and be interviewed.
No one should ever. His house, you got a dinner. People
You know
should
what?
always sit like this.
I
How's
have
everything?
prepared. I have prepared a very good
Let me
interview.
finish my point.
Your point will go
I
on
don't want
endlessly.
your
You're
interview
boring people.
suck. You
No,
should
you're
just
boring
talk.
people. You're boring people. You're being
Don't
psychotic.
judge.
You're being psychotic.
And
you know
right
what?
now,
You know
that
what?
was the worst. That was the worst line reading.
You're shot out of a cannon. Richard Lewis.
How thin you got.
Since he became famous.
No, you look like who's the sidekick on Lone Ranger?
I can see you're not going to let me talk.
No, you look like Phil Silverheels.
like
was
Tonto.
an Indian. No, Tonto's son
Tonto.
who went to rabbinical school.
Right. Okay.
Oh, you laughed. I'm sorry.
You finally got 20 minutes, and you finally made me laugh. All right, listen, Richard Lewis.
I'm not here to make you laugh.
You are here to make me laugh.
Are you out of your
You're
mind?
my court jester.
My goal is to make you cry.
Let me tell you something.
I'm your court jester. You ego.
I'm going to talk about women with you now because you're not
Great.
allowing
Let's
me to
go,
get a word
darling.
in. There came a time where Richard
Look
Lewis
at me.
became
Are you reading
popular.
it? Why do you look at me?
I don't want to look at you. Richard Lewis became popular.
I don't want to look at you either.
Richard Lewis
Yeah.
became popular on television.
I'm popular on television.
And what
I did
happened
50
was
letters.
suddenly he was attractive to women. Is that true?
You don't do this.
Would you just leave that alone? He suddenly became attractive to women.
Yeah. So
And
suddenly,
yes.
I love women.
And I'm going to show a picture of you first. That you do a shtick.
Are you
where
doing a bit like an old Steve Allen thing back in the '60s?
All right, listen. You want me to interview you or not? Are you going to get?
This is an interview. You don't look at me.
This is not funny what you're doing. You're interrupting every 3 seconds.
Believe me.
And you're not saying anything funny.
Okay,
All right,
good.
now let me say something.
All
right. Richard Lewis, when he became famous.
Such an idiot.
When you became famous.
Did I say
You-
homophobic? I said idiot.
You started to date. You said you're afraid of dating. And you started to date women. And you started to date very good-looking women. Because you yourself are not a great-looking guy.
Whoever said I was?
Yeah, but yet you started to get girls of model caliber.
You know, I think that you
and
are
a
closet homosexual and that you want me. How's that?
Why would I be a closet homosexual?
Because you are preoccupied.
I'm a married man and I have 3 children.
Big deal. There's a million couples in Hollywood
by the way you handle your celebrity.
I just think that you're preoccupied with my looks. That's all you ever talk about.
I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a break here.
These things are going to break.
I'm going to take a break here, and I'm going to have a serious discussion with you during the commercial. And if you want to allow me to interview you, then we will continue this interview. If not, I will throw you off the couch and interview you without you being here. Now, I am going to take a break.
Wow, that'd be great.
I'm going to take a break. I'm going to talk to you during the commercial.
I want to talk to you, but you don't look at me.
You got to answer the question.
If you look at me, I will talk to you.
All right. I'm going to take a break.
And I will sit here and wait.
And I'll be back with the Howard Stern interview, and then I will interview Richard Lewis with the time left, because he has really not allowed me to interview him.
Get Fab back.
Let me tell you something. I might get Fabio back.
Oh, it's Fabio.
Fabio. And we'll be back with Richard Lewis. I'll try to talk about his sex life, his various television and film projects. But if he doesn't allow me, I'll throw him off.
Talk about life.
I'll kick you right off the set. That'll be the end of it.
Wow.
All right. We'll be back right after these words. Hey, everybody, look at this. Here we are in the Howard Stern interview. I'm here with Richard Lewis.
Hi, Howie.
Hey, Richard. Richard, of course, is a stand-up comedian who has moved into television and film work. And I had a long discussion with him during the commercials. And we are going to conduct an interview because I felt the first segment went badly. Who agrees? I am a good judge of this. You're not allowing me to interview you. You are being difficult. Am I correct?
Absolutely.
No, I mean, you have an interesting career going on. You have an interesting life. You had some ups and downs, and we're going to talk about it.
Ups and downs.
You've had a few ups and downs.
No one has ups and downs in life.
Here you are, a guy who became famous, and who do you date? You date perfect-looking women.
How do you know who? You don't know who's been in my house.
Let's take a look.
I'm sorry.
This is Richard Lewis. A lot of times you come alone to movies, and I'll show that first.
Yeah,
that's your thing.
And there's a reason.
Why? What is the reason?
Because now I'd rather be alone to meet new women.
Right.
To potentially marry rather than bring a date who won't go further.
Let us take a look now at Richard Lewis when he arrived with a date. Now, I want you to carefully watch what this woman looks like. If this isn't better than Cindy Crawford, I don't know what is. Take a look carefully. Now, please rewind that. Wait, rewind that. Rewind that. I got to have that back, and I want people to see that again. There is no way in the world.
What's wrong with going out with a pretty girl?
If you talk about sexist, I've never seen you with a woman that looked anything less than that woman. Look at you. Oh, and she thinks she's there for a photo shoot.
I'm not commenting.
Who is that girl?
That's an old girlfriend.
You dated her?
Yes.
That's an old lover of yours, isn't it? Is that true?
Yes, an old lover.
Who is that? Is that your girlfriend, Norit? Is that her?
I don't mention other people's names.
Who is that girl?
It's an old girlfriend.
Is that a model?
I don't know.
Is she a model?
For 4 years.
How do you meet a girl like that? How do you meet a girl like that? Tell the guys at home.
I think I met her at a concert.
You met her at a concert?
Yeah, I met most of my girlfriends after shows.
And the girls are at concerts and they see Richard Lewis, who they see on TV, who's a stand-up comedian. You're on Letterman over 50 times. You never got women like that your whole life.
I know your theory. If I wasn't a comic, I'd be, and you said I'd be like, whatever, I'd be looking for Inca ruins and masturbating in a cave.
No, you would be dating ugly women.
Your theory sucks because I am more, that's why I went to therapy. Let me this is about 10 seconds.
Go ahead,
is that fair?
Go ahead.
I went to therapy to find out that I have more likable qualities than just being a celebrity like you. Okay?
Do you remember a time when you weren't a celebrity?
Yes.
Do you remember dating women when you weren't a celebrity?
No, I just masturbated. You're right, absolutely right.
No, but did you were the women even close to that caliber of woman?
So
in reality, you don't feel truly loved by these women?
No, actually, I went out with very beautiful women when I was very poor, but the truth of the matter is now, and you've mentioned it on your show many times, you don't know, well, you're married, you don't have the problem, you don't know whether, early on, whether the woman really wants to be with you because,
you're famous.
You're upwardly, or not.
Or not.
That is a problem, but people would admit that.
But go into this woman here. This woman is...
That's 5 years ago.
5 years ago. There's a woman, this is a model, true?
At the time, no, she was an actress.
She was an actress.
Yeah,
and you meet
still
her...
is, I think. I haven't seen her in years.
And you meet her at a party.
No, this was, I believe, at a concert. And I asked her out.
Yes. And immediately she says
yes.
No,
she had a boyfriend, and I didn't.
Right.
And we became friends, just friends, for 4 years. And then when we both were single, we...
And when you're with a woman like this, I mean, is it possible to even...
That's like 5 years after I had met her.
Is it possible to satisfy women of this caliber? Do you explode?
Time out.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's a whole... It's almost like being with a Penthouse... It's like being with a Penthouse magazine, isn't it? I mean, do you sit there and go, my God, I don't believe how fantastic this
Let me
is?
just try to interpret something.
Yes.
Here's how I interpret that.
Yes.
One, you're unbelievably jealous that I'm with you see me with a pretty woman.
I am jealous.
Two, you're asking me how it is to be naked and have an orgasm with a beautiful woman because you think you would explode and have like a premature ejaculation.
Yes, I would.
Am I interpreting?
You're absolutely correct.
Am I interpreting this dumbass question properly?
Did that happen?
Huh?
Did that happen?
Absolutely.
It did. I thought
all the time.
Richard Lewis is here. He has a new show coming out on Fox. Look at my
Daddy
hair.
Dearest,
You like my hair like this?
It's good. If you just put, it's a little Don Henley, a little Jay Silverheels.
Yeah, okay. What I'm going to do is take a break. Richard Lewis is here.
How am I doing? Was I better this time?
This was a great segment.
But no, was the worst. No, the problem was?
Yes.
The third one will be better.
Right.
Your questions sucked.
No, my
I will
questions were
listen
great.
better again.
All right.
If your questions pick up, I think we have a hit.
All right, good. Okay, Richard Lewis is here.
Don't forget the movie.
He's in a new movie with a Mel Brooks movie.
Robin Hood and Men in Tights.
Robin Hood, Men in Tights.
That's right. I'm Prince
and,
John.
Don Rickles and Richard Lewis
father,
together on
Daddy
Fox.
Dearest.
I will show a clip of that, but
Are
we'll
you
be
really?
back right
You don't
after
have
these
to. We'll
words.
talk.
All right.
So, I didn't think I'd be this happy doing this show.
You're having a relaxed, good time.
The problem is that you have to fly to Costa Rica. It's a long, it's a long way.
You are now enjoying yourself. You're answering my questions, and it'll be a good interview if you follow along. Now, we saw in the last segment the girlfriend that you had 5 years ago, and you told me during the commercial that you are dating unbelievable girls now.
Yeah, very small, very nice, very nurturing.
That's right.
And she was too. Everyone.
What do you make of Jerry Seinfeld dating a 17-year-old? What do you think of that?
I don't know. I heard what you said. I heard what he said. I don't know. I think she's 19. I think he said it's not his girlfriend.
Well, he says he's going out with her, doesn't he?
So what?
Would you date a 17-year-old?
Is she 17?
Yeah. Would you date a 17?
I probably wouldn't.
You would not.
I draw the line. I've been actually struggling now. I draw the line now at anywhere between 22 and 23.
So, comics, that's good. That's a good age. Comics,
no,
Jerry Seinfeld,
women.
you have a lot
They're out of college already.
Rating comedians now. Jerry Seinfeld, you have a lot of feeling for. You feel he's good.
Oh, yeah.
You think he's a top comic?
Now we're doing the top 10 list?
Give me a top 10.
Who
top
cares?
10 comics. Jerry Seinfeld is good?
I don't know the top 10.
Who is better, Jay Leno or David Letterman?
Better?
Who is better?
They're totally different
Who is
comedians.
a better host of a show? Who will win in the ratings?
Win in the ratings?
Yes.
That's a good question.
Yes.
Now I don't know. I thought initially that it was going to be Letterman because he had the 10-year, raise. It's hard to know. That Tonight Show slob because it's a tough.
Do you do the Tonight Show?
Yeah, I do.
You are a guest on the Tonight Show?
I'm a Letterman.
And Letterman will say to you at some point, now that he's moving to 11:30.
I'm too old to care about this stuff.
No, you care about it. You have a problem on your hands. You like Jay Leno,
I have no
don't you?
problem on my hands.
Is he a friend?
I just want to be alive.
No, you have a problem.
No, I don't.
Career-wise, you're going to be forced to make a decision.
I want to have a wife and a child. You think I care about that?
Oh, you want to have
crap?
a wife and child?
Right. I want people.
And will that interfere with your dating? The wife and child?
Let me tell you how funny that is.
Right, that's very funny.
Let me tell you how funny that is.
All right, be honest with me.
My colon almost exploded from that.
Jay Leno will come to you
Letterman
and
is
say,
my first guy because he was the guy who resurrected my stand-up career. But
David Letterman put you on first. He thought of you enough to put you on and give you a shot.
I did Tonight Show way before Dave had his show. I'm just saying Letterman I've done more. I've done 50 shows.
50 shows. I have done less than that. I've done 19 Letterman appearances.
Point is, Letterman.
And I have been told on occasion that when Letterman competes with somebody, he does not want you appearing on the Tonight Show.
He's never told me that.
It will happen. And where will you appear? You will
I'm too mature to care about that.
You will appear on the Letterman Show. Am I correct?
I just did it last night.
Right, and you will stop doing the Tonight Show?
Huh?
If Jay calls, you'll have to stop.
I'll do the Tonight Show. I don't do a lot, though. I don't like to do too many.
All right.
I do because I'm scared that you might murder me if I don't do this.
No, you have to do my show. Now you are embarking on a few things, but first of all, let's go back a couple of steps.
Chevy Chase has a show. What do you think of that?
Chevy Chase has a show. It will bomb. It will bomb. Will it not?
I have no idea.
You don't find Chevy funny. You've told me that off the air.
Oh, that's not true at all.
He is not a funny guy.
I've never said that to you.
You've never said
I've
that?
never discussed it.
No.
But I've never seen him as a host either.
You think he's a funny man?
Huh?
Do you think he's funny?
I think he was terrific on Saturday night, but as a host, I can't wait to see what happens.
You will not do his show, and why don't you admit it?
This is unbelievable.
All right.
You made
you do Arsenio?
statement,
Do you do the Arsenio Hall show?
No.
Why not? Because Dave told you not to. Is that correct?
No, my own
man.
The
question. Answer the question.
Look at you.
Do you do the Arsenio Hall show?
Look at those phony eyes.
All right, here we go. Now, let's...
I spoke to Arsenio about it.
You did?
Yeah, I said I'm a Letterman guy.
And what did he say?
And I said, occasionally I do Johnny and Jay because I like to keep things like, and you because I thought you would murder me, and he understood.
Right, okay, and he understood that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Chevy, I'm not friends, so I haven't had the discussion.
But
what other shows are left?
All right, that's
And I like Sonia. She's a very nice
Sonia
woman.
Live is very nice.
And Larry King, who I know you have a war
So
with.
talk to me about this early career of yours. You start out at what age of being a stand-up comic?
Well, your segues, by the way, they're like bullets that go right into your heart.
What age do we start thinking about being a stand-up comic?
It's just a question for college kids or for
Come on,
me?
what age? Give me
about
career
me?
guide. Yeah. How old were we when we started?
How old were we?
How old were you when you started thinking about being a stand-up comic?
First of all, you need a prompter and you need a cue card.
How old were you when you started
thinking
about it?
I started about 24. Oh, when I started thinking about it?
Yeah.
Oh, in college, but I didn't have enough guts to do it.
You want to be a stand-up comic. At 24, you go up on the stage and you see you have some kind of talent for this.
Yeah, and Noel Helm and David Brennan was like my best. He's, well, you know.
And you start to work out, and you really are not doing well in the early part of your career.
There's 15 of us, and I was a regular at the Improv, which at the time was a big deal.
But evidently you ran out of money, true? Because you went to David Brenner and you asked him for a loan. David Brenner was a successful comic, and you went to him.
When I was broke, I asked him for some money.
Why were you broke? You come from a wealthy family. Do you not?
Middle-class family. I don't want to ask you have to be on your own after a while.
You didn't want to ask your parents for money?
No, they sent me to college. I was plenty.
And after college, you felt, hey, I can't ask my parents for money. So you asked David Brenner for money? A perfect stranger, you asked David Brenner for money.
Wasn't a perfect stranger. He was a best friend.
How did you ask David
Brenner?
Do research. You went to David Brenner and said, listen, I'm going to get out of the business?
No. I said, I want to be a comic full-time. I want to quit these day gigs.
Right.
He said, what do you need? I said, if you gave me $1,000, I think I could probably quit my jobs. And he gave me $1,000.
That is unbelievable.
And back then, it was unbelievable.
That's a lot of money to give someone.
$1,000 back then was like asking for 10 or something.
Because why should he care whether you keep your career or not?
Because you want to know the word?
Right.
Just read my lips. Friendship.
Right.
It's a hard word to...
I would not lend you $1,000.
And believe me, I wouldn't ask you for a dime.
Absolutely. But you did not go to your
You
parents.
know what asking you for dimes, like asking that to Godfather.
And then you pride yourself on this psychoanalysis, right?
I pride myself?
Yes, psychoanalysis.
Can I get you a book of verbs? What do you mean I pride myself? I've been
You make a big deal about the fact that you're in psychiatry.
I don't make a big deal about it.
You like the idea that going to a psychiatrist.
I wish I was out of it. I only
you
go
have
maybe
so many problems that you need a psychiatrist. Is that correct?
That is not correct.
Where are my ink blots? Give me my ink blots, quickly. Oh, here they are. Let me ask you something. What do you see? I'm curious about you psychologically. What do you see?
Just setups the joke.
What do you see when you see this?
Really
Tell me what you
see.
Quickly. What comes to mind when you see this? What comes to mind?
No children or marriage.
No children or marriage. This is Cher's pap smear. That's what that is. All right. Now, what is this? Hold on.
I gotta take a breath from that.
So do another one here. What do you think of when you see this?
I see the logo of me.
No, most people don't even know what this is because nobody watches this channel. That's the problem. It's a very
not
sad
true.
statement. And what about this? What do you see when you see this?
I see two lesbian poodles.
Two lesbian poodles. This is Jerry Seinfeld and his girlfriend celebrating their high school graduation together. It's unbelievable. Richard Lewis is here. He is promoting a movie that we'll get to.
I'm here for you.
You're also promoting this TV show that
I have my own show, Daddy Dearest, on Fox.
With Don Rickles.
Yeah, he's my father.
All right, we'll talk about that in a minute.
We're not going to talk about it. You're lying to me. That's why I'm sneaking
we're going to get to it.
And the movie opens in July.
All right.
No, Robin Hood, Men in Tights.
Yes, and...
I know why I'm saying it? I'm anti-plug. I want to talk about real things, but you're going to forget... Because you're going to nail me by forgetting.
No, we're going to go through your life.
And you're going to edit it out anyway.
No, I'm not.
I'm a jerk for even trying.
I would never do it. We'll be back right after these words on the Howard Stern interview.
It's a great show.
All right.
Which one?
This is called Daddy Dearest.
I didn't want to show a clip. We don't have to.
All right, let me take a look at a clip of this.
You told your brother I'm an ungrateful parasite? Hey, get out! Dr. Mitchell, he's not in the group.
Dad, I am in the middle of a session.
What? You mean you're not waiting for Jack Nicholson and a big tall Indian?
I'm sorry, Dr. Mitchell. I was on the phone. He just ran right by me.
So did the Allies.
Happy Rally.
There he is. That's Don, the legendary Don Rickles.
Now look at that. Real? He's great.
And are there good-looking girls on this show?
Every week, believe me.
Oh, really?
Well,
are
I'm
you serious?
single. My wife leaves me, and his wife leaves him, so I live with him.
So you can
very
date.
Very traditional sitcom.
And you can date.
But very funny, huh?
And you will have different girls that you date on the show.
I think so.
Who is your present girlfriend?
I don't have a girlfriend.
Right now you are single.
That's why I only, I'm single, I'm
You have
dating.
no girlfriend, you are dating.
Oh, yeah.
Any interesting celebrities that you might be dating?
No one of note.
Tawny Katane, Demi Moore, well, she's married. Tawny Katane, are you dating her?
God,
no, you're not?
Get her the list down.
I see.
Get her the list down.
All right.
But you would probably be very envious and probably do one of those explosion riffs again.
And Mel Brooks you were with?
The movie.
And he was good? He's funny again?
I think this harkens back to Blazing Saddles. I hope for him, and I hope it's a great cast.
And you're paid a lot of money to be in a Mel Brooks movie, or do you volunteer to be in it?
Tracy Ullman, she's brilliant in it.
What happens when Mel Brooks approaches you to do a movie? Are you in a negotiation?
I said yes immediately.
You said yes, and what about payment? Do you negotiate with him?
For an idol? No. I mean, I got paid, but I mean, it was like a dream come true for me, quite
He
frankly.
called you and asked you to be in this movie?
Yes.
Did you have to audition?
No.
You did not? You know Mel Brooks that well?
Well, maybe he knows me that well.
He knows your work?
If that goes through your head.
And he calls you up, he says, I'm thinking of you for a movie.
I love you, Howard. You know why?
Yeah.
You have so much room for improvement to evolve as a human being.
Thank you.
And I'm young enough to see it happen.
But when Mel Brooks calls you,
yeah, He told me the idea. I read the script, and I said, who do you have in mind? He says, I want you to play Prince John. I went, great. Then he called my agent, and that was that.
And there was no negotiating in terms of salary?
I'm sure there was a little bit. They always negotiate.
Is it going to the hundreds of thousands of dollars for something like
No,
that?
not in the money fetish.
No, what is your asking
You're
price?
richer than most people in this country.
No,
Why do you
that's
care
true.
what other people
But what
make?
is your asking price for something like that? For is it a
no
cameo or a
idea.
major role?
It's a major role.
Major role. So you have to negotiate a price.
Yeah, it's still being negotiated. Sometimes deals take.
You get a percentage of that
the
movie?
smirk is? The smirk is I got the Jew, and I'm not going to let him off the ropes.
Okay.
Am I right or am I wrong?
No, you're wrong. First of all, I'm
And you're
half Jewish. Half Jewish.
And I don't like the fact that you do that half thing, by the
Well,
way.
I have to. There's a lot of anti-Semites in this country. Listen to me. I want to know something. All right, you know what? I'm going to give
looking
up.
for an explanation.
I'm going to give up. Richard Lewis,
Are you wishing me well?
I'm wishing you well in your new project.
This show is fabulous, by the way.
Fox Network, it's a tough
I did
sell.
Sunday night after Married with Children. It's a
Sunday
great
night
slot.
on Fox is a tough night for you. You're going to be up against a lot.
What are you
Sunday
talking
night,
about? It's after Married with Children.
well, Married with Children, does that do well?
That's fantastic.
It does. It's not number one in its time slot, obviously. Fox has a stigma attached to it.
It's one of the hit shows for the last 6 years.
So you feel confident that you'll be able to carry the audience?
Absolutely, and I think Mel Brooks is going to have a big hit on his hands.
You do.
Yep.
And
I expect you to at least go see it for me.
that's very exciting. Richard Lewis, thank you for joining me on the Howard
Hey,
Stern
I wanted to
interview.
do it the first week. I just couldn't do it.
I'm glad you were here.
pleasure.
And we'll be back next
Success.
time on the Howard Stern interview.